ما نراه من صراع على الساحة الدولية ليس صراعا بين الأديان وليس صراعا بين الحضارات، إنه صراع بين النقيضين، إنه صراع بين زمنين، إنه صراع بين العقلية التي تنتمي إلى القرون الوسطى والعقلية التي تنتمي إلى القرن ال21. إنه صراع بين الحضارة والتخلف، بين المدنية والبدائية، بين الهمجية والعقلانية. إنه صراع بين الحرية والقمع، بين الديمقراطية والديكتاتورية. إنه صراع بين حقوق الإنسان من طرف واغتصاب تلك الحقوق من طرف آخر.
Hi everybody. I've been thinking about pride in one's country. People are proud Americans, proud Englishmen, proud French, etc. But if you think about it, that's actually nothing to be proud of. It opens the doors to segregation and alienation. It encourages pride in something that you had nothing to do with. You can be proud of your own accomplishments. You can respect the accomplishments of others. You can support the people who are fighting for what you believe in, and you can venerate all those that have fought before you. But you can't take pride in it if you had nothing to do with it. Then the pride is theirs, and theirs alone. What you actively fight for, what you actively do to make things better, that's something to be proud of. But your skin color and your nationality are things you gained by no accomplishment of your own. Pride in one's country separates us as human beings. It forgets that empires rise and fall, and that territorial boundaries change. It can imply that people outside of one's country are different somehow. It can imply that citizens of other countries have values that greatly differ from your own. It implies that you know what your nation's values and characteristics are, when we all know that people within nations disagree on almost everything. It implies that this world is not inhabited by people with different cultures, but inhabited by people who should be cautious of outsiders. Either you're with us or you're against us, with you being the person who claims to know the identity of us. As if there was such a thing as a real American or a real Frenchman or a true Scotsman. This cannot possibly be a good thing. People are hell-bent on staying separated from one another. We like to find an enemy that's identifiable so we know what we're fighting. And this often gives rise to national pride. The enemy is them. And the obvious solution seems to be to close the borders, kick people out, keep people out, save ourselves. Let them do what they want on their own soil. And I think that attitude is horrifying. I've been seeing polls showing that the British National Party, the Swedish Democrats, and every other example of hatred soaring in member counts. These parties are taking advantage of the fact that there's something wrong in the world. We can feel it. We see it every day. And we can't possibly imagine that the problem is us. Humanity itself. All of it. The problem is not religion, not Muslims, not Christians, not Americans, not communists. The problem is humanity as a whole, and our unwillingness to stand united, regardless of borders or religions or nations, for human rights. That is what ultimately connects us. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights is a short little thing, and it just outlines humanity's most basic rights. If you've never read it, I highly recommend spending a few minutes trying to absorb what it means. It's only about a page long, so you really have no excuse not to read it. And if you've ever wondered what my personal values are, yeah, that's one of the main pillars. I believe the enemy is anyone who doesn't support human rights for all, regardless of their faith, race, sexual orientation, or nationality. And guess what? I know of thousands of Muslims, Christians, Americans, Europeans, politicians, gays, and thousands of other people that feel the same way. Don't try to limit our human rights. I don't care who you are or where you came from. You can be my brother or a dictator sitting on a throne that you acquired through genocide. If you are participating in the elimination of human rights, you are my enemy. And I will fight it, no matter which people you are trying to dominate. I don't care where I was born or what race I belong to. I care for human rights for all people, no matter where they reside, what their faith is, or their skin color. Everyone is entitled to these basic rights, and that is a fight worth having. It took me a long time to identify this enemy, the real oppressor. The enemy is anyone who is trying to take away these basic human rights from anybody. So don't take pride in your country or your race or the religion you adhere to. Don't separate yourself from the millions of people that want human rights as well, who recognize that these rights apply to all. Understand that you do have common ground, and that it's essential to fight the real enemy, and that the enemy might be someone really close to you. This is not a fight between nations or faiths. It's a fight between those that believe in human rights and those that wish to take them away. And it's our responsibility not to abandon each other. Instead, we need to stick together and fight them with all we have. I don't care which notions of solidarity you cling to. I don't care if you agree with most of my politics. If you're trying to take human rights away from anybody, you are my enemy. And believe me, many people with many different cultures and values feel the same way. Because unlike you, we can see past our differences, no matter how great they are. We value, above all else, this one thing we have in common. And don't let scripture, nationality, or skin color get in the way of that. I feel immense solidarity with anyone fighting for human rights, because those rights connect us in a way that faith, skin color, or nationality never could. So to all of you that are trying to take these rights away,
Israeli soldiers deliberately breaking the bones of prisoners. Some of the soldiers later insisted they were carrying out official Israeli policy.
We are the Ku Klux Klan. We hate niggers, we hate Jews, we hate faggots, and we hate specks.
a big fuck you. The world is 1 inch away from seeing what you really are. Those that you call brothers and sisters will realize that faith, nationality, or skin color alone is not enough of an incentive, and those people will then be my brothers and sisters. And we are strong within you, because we have no leaders, no nations, and no borders that divide us. We are truly united, and that's the only weapon we need to push you right back into the Stone Age where you belong.
ما نراه ليس صراعا بين الحضارات. الحضارات لا تتصارع، الحضارات تتنافس. لست مسيحية، لست مسلمة ولا يهودية، أنا إنسانة علمانية، لا أؤمن بالغيبيات، ولكنني أحترم حق الآخر.
The American Knights of the Ku Klux Klan!